I saw the other day with Eala, you know, that's been a talk, and which is understandable. You know, there's some players coming from respective countries, like she's coming from Philippines, which is now a big deal. You know, she's been the biggest ever, you know, tennis player from that country, which is a big country, and there's a big interest. So things like that happen. I mean, it's you could argue that it was, you know, maybe a poor schedule, and maybe they could schedule him on a bigger court. Yes, but again, she's so young and she's just coming through. So and obviously the first couple rounds, the schedule is so packed. The big courts with big names, it's difficult. It's not easy to manage that. But again, it's a good problem to have, to be honest. You know.
This was definitely one of the bigger Filipino turnouts. Also New York was huge. It was tough because it also depends what court you're on, you know, that you feel the noise and things. I would say the top two so far have been Melbourne and New York.
Aryna Sabalenka has just seen her position as the top draw at the Australian Open utterly erased by Eala. The defending champion performs flawless tennis in nearly empty arenas while 5,000 spectators crowd court 6 to cheer a 20-year-old Filipino qualifier. The television ratings, merchandise revenue, and internet attention for Eala have now surpassed the world #1. The entire order has crumbled in Melbourne. Is Eala's rise real star power, or just strong support from the Filipino community, creating short-term hype? Share your honest opinion below. Now let's look at what actually happened in Melbourne, because the impact was unlike anything seen in modern tennis. Eala, a 20-year-old from the Philippines and ranked outside the top 100, drew more attention, bigger crowds, and more media coverage than Aryna Sabalenka, the defending Australian Open champion and world #1. This is not opinion or exaggeration. The numbers from attendance, viewership, and social media clearly show the difference.
I mean, she played an incredible match, and I tried my very best. I was fighting till the very last point. I had my opportunities. Feels like I missed a couple, but I mean, it's tennis, you know. Today you loser, tomorrow you winner. So hopefully I'll be more of a winner this season than a loser, so hoping right now and praying.
Sabalenka is delivering top-level tennis on the main courts with ideal timing and full television coverage. She is overpowering her opponents with her signature strength serving aces and firing strong ground strokes, just as fans expect. Yet many seats in the stadium remain empty, and the crowd looks thin. At the same time, Eala is playing on the smaller outer courts meant for early rounds, but the response around her is huge. So many fans arrived that extra security was needed as people climbed fences and stood on trash bins just to get a view. The numbers are shocking. Officials confirmed that when she was assigned to court 6, which holds about 1,500 people, more than 5,000 fans showed up. There was no space for everyone, and the area became overcrowded. Security reports showed attendance went beyond safety limits by 300%. Fans were hanging on barriers and shouting with the kind of energy seen at a World Cup match rather than a quiet tennis event. The contrast became even more uncomfortable for Sabalenka when she was playing a live televised match on center court while Eala was only warming up on court 10, hitting practice shots, not even playing a real match. Yet viewing data from Southeast Asia and the Pacific revealed that 40% more people tuned in to watch Eala practice than Sabalenka. Competing practice sessions were getting more viewers than a match played by the defending champion, and that single fact has shaken advertisers and tournament officials because it shows a major change in what really drives tennis attention. Success and ranking are no longer the main factors. The real impact comes from a player who builds a strong emotional bond with large groups of people who were never deeply interested in tennis before. The difference in how fans and media treat the two players is clear. When Sabalenka attends press conferences, she is asked more about the growing fan wave around Eala than about her own performance. She gives detailed and professional answers about her game, but reporters keep shifting the focus to the Filipino story unfolding on nearby outer courts. That situation can be mentally draining. She is the world #1, the defending champion, and playing at her peak, yet the spotlight makes her seem like a secondary figure in someone else's rise. It feels like the top position is slipping away, and she cannot stop it, because this shift is not about skill level, but about cultural connection. Around Melbourne Park, the atmosphere has changed completely. Grand Slams usually show a mix of many national flags, but this time the crowd is filled with red, blue, and yellow with Filipino flags visible everywhere. The crowd noise has become so intense that announcements on nearby courts can barely be heard. The energy feels less like a regular tournament and more like a Davis Cup match where national pride is at stake. Sabalenka stands for pure tennis excellence. She is strong, disciplined, and plays with sharp efficiency, but from a fan point of view, she can seem distant and hard to connect with. Her performance is so consistent that the outcome often feels expected, which reduces suspense. When results look certain, the excitement drops because perfection leaves little room for drama. Eala brings a completely different story. She is the underdog facing bigger and stronger opponents. Being smaller than most players, she relies on smart tactics and strong defense developed at the Rafael Nadal Academy. Each rally feels like a fight to stay alive, and every victory feels surprising. The excitement comes naturally because few people expect her to win. Beyond her performance, she carries a deeper meaning that Sabalenka cannot offer. For millions in Southeast Asia and especially in the Philippines, she represents visibility and hope on a global stage.
She is more than an athlete.
She stands as a symbol that someone from a country with limited tennis support can challenge the best in the world. While Sabalenka competes for titles and ranking points, Eala competes for pride, recognition, and national identity. This emotional difference explains why fan support has shifted so strongly. When Sabalenka hits an ace, the reaction is respectful but calm. When Eala hits a winner, some fans are overwhelmed with emotion. The level of feeling behind the support is not the same. The phrase "the Eala era" has become especially important. It began as a simple hashtag used by fans during her matches, but it has grown into something much larger. Now it represents a bold message that Philippine tennis has firmly arrived on the world stage. In the past, players from Southeast Asia would appear briefly at big events and then fade away. This new label reflects a belief that this moment will last and that long-term success is just beginning. That idea worries traditional tennis powers in Europe and the United States because it points to a shift in the global audience. If Eala inspires the same kind of cultural impact that Tiger Woods brought to golf or Serena Williams brought to tennis for new communities, the entire business side of the sport could change. New regions would gain influence, new sponsors would enter, and more attention would move toward Asia. The financial impact is already starting to show, as reports say that major brands like Nike, Adidas, and Wilson are competing to sign endorsement deals with Eala. Brands understand that signing her is not just about one player. It gives them a chance to connect with a huge region that has not been deeply involved in tennis before. The earning potential from the Philippines and the wider Southeast Asian audience is massive. At the same time, Sabalenka already has long-term sponsorships and strong financial security. Still, she is watching companies offer larger deals to a lower-ranked player because Eala brings something different. She reaches people on a cultural level that goes far beyond results on the court. Her progress as a player also shows that the attention is not based only on national pride. Her game has improved in real ways. Her serve, which used to be a weakness, is now a strong part of her arsenal. As a left-hander, she uses slice, serves to pull opponents off the court, and open sharp angles, much like the patterns Rafael Nadal uses. The biggest growth, however, is mental strength. In a recent match against a higher-seeded American, she lost the first set badly. Earlier in her career, she might have faded and lost quickly, but this time she stayed calm, used the crowd support as energy, and came back to win in 3 sets. That resilience is what turns promise into real success. Sabalenka, on the other hand, has admitted that hostile crowds can affect her focus. Eala thrives in loud and intense environments. The more noise around her, the better she performs. That natural ability to feed off the atmosphere is something coaching cannot teach, and it gives her an edge that rankings do not show. The financial effect has already been measured, with Melbourne gaining about $15 million in extra tourism revenue during the 2-week period. Supporters are traveling from Singapore, Jakarta, Hong Kong, and across Southeast Asia with one goal: to watch Eala play. They are not attending the event for the tournament itself. They are coming specifically for her. That is the mark of a cultural movement, not just a sports storyline. The reaction in Manila is even more intense. Whenever Eala competes, traffic slows across the city. Offices lose productivity. Some teachers even pause lessons to show her matches to students. This level of attention is similar to what the country gave Manny Pacquiao at the height of his career. What makes it more remarkable is that tennis has never been a major sport in the Philippines like boxing or basketball. The fact that she is creating this level of excitement for a sport without deep local roots shows how strong her symbolic value has become. Meanwhile, Sabalenka is likely trying to understand how she is being overlooked at a tournament where she is performing at an elite level. Her tennis is stronger. Her results are better. Her ranking is higher. Yet the spotlight is elsewhere because public attention is driven by emotional connection, not just performance. One press conference showed this clearly when reporters focused on questions about Eala's growing fan base instead of Sabalenka's own matches. She responded professionally, but the frustration was visible. She was there to talk about her title run, yet the attention was fixed on a young Filipino player competing on outer courts. That kind of moment can be mentally tough. It reminds even the best players that being the top performer does not always make you the center of the story. Star appeal works on a different level than pure skill, and right now that momentum belongs to Eala, not Sabalenka. Tennis has seen this kind of shift before. When Serena Williams rose to the top, she attracted huge new audiences and changed the reach of the sport. When Maria Sharapova rose to fame, she opened the Russian market and helped make tennis popular with younger fans. When Li Na won Grand Slams for China, the business side of tennis shifted to focus more on Asia. Eala now seems to be creating a similar change, but for Southeast Asia and the global Filipino community. Wherever Filipinos live, she has ready-made support that turns her matches into high-energy events like the scenes in Melbourne. That kind of backing is an advantage that can follow her throughout her career. The big question is whether this rise will last or fade once the excitement settles. The nickname The Era shows fans believe it will last. Major sponsor interest shows companies believe the same. Tournament officials are already discussing adjustments to handle bigger crowds, which suggests they expect this to continue. Sabalenka may be hoping the attention fades if Eala loses or faces setbacks, but history points the other way. When a new audience connects to a sport through one player, many of them stay even after that player is gone. Serena Williams brought viewers who still follow tennis today, and Tiger Woods did the same for golf. The wave Eala has started will likely continue beyond her own career. The final point is that she does not even need to win the tournament to secure this impact. Even if she loses next match, the momentum she created will not disappear. She has already shown she can attract worldwide attention and drive economic value that rivals the defending champion. That kind of influence signals a lasting change in the tennis landscape. Sabalenka might win the trophy and add another Grand Slam to her record. But Eala leaves knowing she has a unique kind of power that trophies and rankings can't measure. A 20-year-old qualifier outshined her in buzz, crowd energy, and viewership, despite being ranked nearly 100 spots lower. The Australian Open spotlight belongs to Eala. No matter who lifts the trophy, this proves that star power can outweigh rankings, and Sabalenka is feeling that lesson firsthand. Hit like and subscribe for more insights on how tennis hierarchies are changing.